Let's just take a moment here before we move to the next section and look at the networks we came up with in the mass and the spare addresses. And this will, of course, bring to light one major benefit of Vlsm. Network A, we know we needed 20 valid hosts. We came up with a network number and mask that gave us 30 addresses. And you see where the skill of how many bits do I need for this many hosts comes in handy in the real world. Network B, we needed 10 valid hosts. We came up with a number and a mask that gave us 14 addresses. Network C, we needed 7 valid hosts. Why didn't we use a /29 there? Let's just say that Cisco, for example, is asking us on the exam, come up with a mask that's going to give us 7 valid hosts and, make it as tight as possible. Don't leave any additional hosts any more than you need to. Well, if we use a /29, that gives us 3 host bits, 2 to the third power, 2, 4, 8. So why didn't we use that? Because we always subtract the 2 when we're calculating the number of valid hosts. Because the first address is unusable because it's the subnet address itself. The last address is unusable because it's the broadcast address for that subnet. So we did need to move up to a /28. That gave us 14 valid addresses. Finally, for network D, we needed 3 valid hosts, and we use a /29 because that gives us 6 valid addresses. You can see one big reason here that we use Vlsm in its address conservation. And this is why you're not going to walk into many medium to large production networks and just see /8, /16, and /24 for network masks, because they'd run out of address space. Without Vlsm, network A would end up using the entire 210.49.29.0/24 address space. So there you've got an address space with over 250 valid host addresses, and you'd have a subnet with 20 host addresses sucking it all up, if you will, and that's not something we would want. So Vlsm definitely comes in handy there. One more real world word here before we move on to the next section. Remember, you don't need your laptop, tablet, phone practice exam to practice Vlsm. You can just sit down somewhere, just get away from it all, piece of paper and a pencil, and just write out, okay, here's my network, and just write it out without even thinking, and then say, okay, I got 4 networks. One of them's got 111 hosts, another one's got 99, another one has 36, another has 14, just like that. And then just come up with the scheme. It's practice like that that really makes the difference on exam day. With that said, let's go ahead and head for the next section. See you there.